Beating you for speaking rude, leaving you on the floor, probably wheezing too. The fact is ice cubes, but I'm more heat than you. I'm burning tracks that wax, so I'm not concerned with cats. They're burning plaques like Michael Jackson turning black. Left with hip hop, so I came returning rap with no hope. I'm so dope, they know so. Go ahead and cut my throat, I'll swallow blood, but I won't choke. It's not in me, I can't back down about you. You got too much envy screaming out what you're about to do. It's hard to sleep cause I keep dreaming of dying, and yet those are the best dreams that I've had since I was 9. It's a mad world, go ahead and ask Gary Jules. These fools, they play gods, but they rarely knew that even God's son had to get buried too. Nothing is forever, but everything's permitted. The son witnessed and whispered, but won't nobody listen until they're just another body rotted up in prison. I stand on the granite while you panic and stray. I sat here looking at the sun as the planet decayed. Writing bars became the right way to manage my days. I'm damaged in ways that you can't imagine, so say
it's hard to sleep, cause when I do, all these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. It's got to me, it's gotta be making it hard to sleep. Cause when I do, all of these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. I think these thoughts may be the last thing you thought of me. I think these thoughts are the last thing you thought of me. It's hard to sleep, cause when I do, all these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. It's got to me, it's gotta be making it hard to sleep. It's gotta be.
My vocal cords burst like an exploding furnace. Chances are I'll be dead way before you heard this. I'll be in the coffin exhausted, buried alive, barely alive and still coughing, but not choking. I'll never choke, so get it clear. The only time I might choke is when the mic leaves the hemisphere and I'm battling in space with no oxygen or mask around my neck to protect my face. Gasping my last breath but still giving chase. And then when I awake, I'm stuck in a dream, stuck in my head, stuck in by demons in my own bed, forcing my hand to force needles into my own head, bleeding to death, but I'm not screaming except I'm still holding my tongue, thinking that I'm seizing my breath. I'm getting sick of living life, gripping the mic, splitting my sights. Half of me wonders if I give in, like, what would I do if I knew I wasn't living right? I guess you could say that I'm so different, right? I can't tell the difference. Night became day, day became eternity. It's ironic how the only friends I got are the ones that wanna murder me. So I blur the beats with words of heat perfectly. They tell me keep faith in God and pray, so I pray to no avail. And they say that if I try, I won't fail, but I do, and I can't help but feel the hate. So when I pick up the pen and pad, I coordinate lyrical symphonies Beethoven couldn't orchestrate.
It's hard to sleep, cause when I do, all these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. It's got to me, it's gotta be making it hard to sleep. Cause when I do, all of these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. I think these thoughts may be the last thing you thought of me. I think these thoughts are the last thing you thought of me. It's hard to sleep, cause when I do, all these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. It's got to me, it's gotta be making it hard to sleep. It's gotta be.
Yo, it's like I can't go to hell, yeah, hell goes to me. There's no friend for me, I'm lost, even mentally. Sometimes I wonder, is this really how it's meant to be? I feel like I spent nearly over a century wasting energy. I tend to be a threat to these MCs who potentially make attempts to discredit me. I refuse to go through life scared, it's quite clear. No matter what happens, Satan's right there. Cause we forget the good dreams and always remember nightmares. That's why MCs are all lost in their own lies, thinking they're pro, claiming that it's showtime. Growing old and delusional, but now you know why.
It's hard to sleep, so when I do, all these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak. It's got to me, it's got to be. It's gotta be making it hard to sleep. So when I do, all of these thoughts creep. And every time I turn underwater, blood starts to leak.
It's got to me, it's got to be. I think this last thing you thought of me. So it's the last thing you thought of me. It's the last thing you thought of me. It's the last thing you thought of me. But so hard to sleep.